Hey guys, welcome to a new live trading session. We are right at the US Open, so let's dive right into the charts and start as always with our high time frame analysis to have a bias for the lower time frames where we will look for setups afterwards. And what we are working on here is a daily bias. So you can see we're on the daily chart, again trading gold, NQ and ES. And on gold, we will start to have a look at the daily bias. And what we can see here is, the Friday's candle looked strong. We turned to green trend bars here, the first green trend bar. We closed above all these highs. So, looked like a nice start, a nice end of the week. But today we're already down again. But the high of Friday is still in. So for me, this honestly still looks slightly bullish. So I think it's possible that we revisit the Friday's high to take it out. So I'm remaining with a slightly bullish bias here on gold. And then let's take a look on NQ, where we have this crazy strong uptrend. You can see it. The trend bars pro indicator is printing green bars all the way, just a little pullback in between. And we're staying in this strong uptrend. On Friday, we closed above the Thursday candle. And today, we already took out the Friday's high and went lower. This is a sign that we could go a bit lower today and probably take out the Friday's low, for example. So here, it's quite mixed. Honestly. I cannot say I have a clean bullish bias despite this strong uptrend. But as we already took out the Friday's high and then went lower, this is a sign that we might turn bearish today. So very mixed, very slightly bearish here. Right now, I would more look for shorts. And then we have ES, where we have nearly the same chart, honestly. So, today we took out the Friday's high, then went lower. So I remain with the same slightly bearish bias. Very slightly. Slightly bearish bias, very slightly bearish bias. And here we have a bit stronger bullish bias for today. Okay, let's go down to the 5-minute charts and look for some strong signals. So here we are. Starting with gold, and US Open, and right now we had the dump before. You can see here strong correction, but no interesting level. So for me here, you can see that we are coming from a downtrend here. And on the lower time, if I have a strong downtrend here on the lower time frame, I will try to follow this downtrend, honestly, even if I have a slightly bullish daily bias. So the next chance for a signal that could be possible would be something like a pullback here to this previous low, this turned into resistance, and then a pullback and the bearish continuation. Here I would look for a short entry. But for now, there's no clean signal. Let's take a look here on NQ, where we are printing the first green trend bar here on the 5-minute chart again. And we took out this low, but this one right here still intact. Yeah, right on the tick here, but it's still intact. So we need to wait, because this wasn't a real liquidity grab and it cannot become a strong bullish signal this way. And honestly, we're coming from something like a downtrend. It's not too strong, but we could get rejected right here at this previous low, this one right here, this line. And then we could get a short signal if we bounce off, and then get a signal from the trend bars pro indicator, which displays these signals and these signals. based on candlestick patterns. And this is something that I need for an entry after a pullback. But yeah, also here it's too early to think about an entry. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. We're coming from an uptrend. We had the pullback. We took out all the interesting levels around here. And now we're back up. We're back up and we confirmed a bullish reversal bar. And this is a tradable setup, honestly, here. We could trade this. And I'm already thinking about if I will trade this. Let me check the risk-reward ratio one time. If we target this current day high, place the stop loss here. It's valid. Okay, let me try to catch a trade here. Limit order. Let's go. Take profit at the current day high. Stop loss right below the previous low, right here. Okay. Let me have a quick. No, there's nothing. There is nothing. That's a valid signal. Okay. Let's see if I get triggered. Then I would be in. I will place my limit a tick higher. Here is okay. But that's it. Now I will leave it as it is. If the price runs up now and without me, then it is how it is. It's a try. Honestly, I was a bit too late here. I should have entered right after this blue bar. This was the signal, a bullish reversal bar. But I was a bit late here. And that's why I cannot FOMO here to get an entry. So I need to stick to the rules. And that's why I placed my limit order, and now I will not change anything here on this trade. And yeah, if it goes off, if it pumps without me to the target, then it is how it is. But it was a very nice liquidity grab here. We took out all the interesting levels and then printed the reversal. So nearly a perfect signal. I wouldn't be surprised if we really catch the target. And if we print another green bar like this one here and pump higher, then I need to delete my limit order because we're already too high. Then, and yeah, honestly, it looks like it will happen this way. Let's see. It's okay. It's okay. Also gold recovering a bit right now. But in this case, it's the best idea to wait for the next perfect signal. So let's see. And here we go, guys. We're in this trade. So yeah, I think still the setup is valid. So let's see. Let's see how this plays out. It's very strong. Perfect liquidity grab. We took out everything that was nearby. We grabbed all the liquidity here. And I think we are ready for a little recovery. It's also something like a Judas swing. If we get a dump at the beginning of the US session and take out very, all the interesting levels, and then get a fast recovery, it's a first sign that this move was fake. And now we will see the real move in the opposite direction. Now, after everyone is frustrated because they're stopped out here, it would be the perfect setup here in this case, honestly. Let's see. Okay. Zeit für ein Update von mir.
Ja, ich
Ansetzen.
gar nicht. Ich ruf die Behörde an.
So guys, doesn't look too bad here for this trade. Already up with $200. So I'm still observing, but I don't get more signals. Gold is already turning bearish, but the pullback wasn't close enough to the previous support line, this line here, this green one. So no chance to think about a setup. And the other charts, yeah, there's no clean signal here on NQ. But I'm still in a long trade, and this is a really great risk to reward ratio. So that's why, yeah, I'm happy for now with one long trade. That's instantly turning against me right now. No, it means nothing. So this was a bearish signal if you saw this light red candle here, but just this signal without the right context, like a pullback or a liquidity sweep or something like this, doesn't mean very much. I would not close my trade just because I get a candlestick pattern like an evening star in a long trade, or I don't know, a bearish engulfing in a long trade or something. No, it has to be really a contrarian signal where the candlestick pattern is just the confirmation for the whole setup. So that's why I'm not concerned right now here. I think this is a valid setup. Now we're starting a bit to consolidate. If you see these last 3 candles with a small body. But yeah, the opening range is still forming. The first half an hour is nearly over. Everything all right, and we have a lot of time left to find the next signal.
Skal jeg smide over sådan noget?
Mm-hmm.
Det beder jeg.
So guys, it looks a bit like the trade is a bit going against me right now. We're in a loss right now, but what gives me confidence is that I can see that NQ is getting outperformed by ES right now. Can you see? And we also have these levels right here on NQ, which will probably be taken out very soon. And there's the chance that ES remains intact. So here we already grabbed this liquidity. So there's the chance that just NQ grabs the liquidity and we get a reversal afterwards and I stay in this position. So at least it looks like I picked the right symbol for this long trade here in this case. So the game is far from over, but yeah, it's not a fast winner. That's something we can already say. And we're back in profit right now. It's very interesting to see that NQ didn't even grab the liquidity here at the current day low and is moving up again. Honestly, that's a bit surprising. And it's not very good, honestly. I would be a bit more confident if we would have grabbed this liquidity and then NQ would print a bullish reversal. So this way, this remains a magnet, and yeah, the price could go back and still grab the liquidity. So maybe it's just a trap. So that's why I'm observing very closely now. But here on, yes, we can see that we're already printing the first green trend bar on the 5-minute chart, which means uptrend, by the way. Green trend bars uptrend, red trend bars downtrend. This is a candlestick pattern based algorithm which computes these trends. So it's not your regular green and red candles you have on your chart. It's a special algorithm which takes all these different candle formations into account and is computing a trend by coloring the candles, red downtrend, green uptrend, and then it also detects signals like this one or like this blue bar, which are also based on this candlestick algorithm. And most of the time these are specific candlestick patterns like morning stars, evening stars, three-line strike patterns, but also some very special custom formation that are really unique here. So honestly, you will find something like this nowhere else. Just this indicator, the TRN trend pass, have these signals, and honestly also this accuracy with trend detection and signals. So yeah, Let's see. It was just a try, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if we now reverse and grab the liquidity here. Especially on NQ, this looks very suspicious, this area here. Let's see. Okay guys, yeah, my trade is still struggling a bit here right now. You can see we're stuck inside the opening range here. And we really need to break out, in the best case, above the opening range, pullback, and then a continuation. This would be the perfect outcome here for this trade to play out. And at the same time, I'm looking here at gold, which honestly starts to look very interesting. We had a little pullback to this resistance, yeah, this one right here, and turned to green trend bars, and now we're down again. So if we turn to red trend bars, or purple here in this case, I just use this custom color here, purple. Normally they would be red. Then I would enter a trade and follow gold on this strong downtrend we already established here, because there's so much room here below us. Here are the next interesting levels, around here. There's so much space, and gold is, yeah, not performing as good as NQ and ES. So if I get this first purple trend bar, this first down bar, I would enter a short trade here. But right now you can see we're printing the next green trend bar, so yeah, there's still a bit patience needed. The setup isn't there. Okay, now we have it here. We're on the edge. It could become a purple trend bar. Okay, let me prepare everything. So if it happens, then I really would like to be in. Let's see. Stop loss, needless to say. It's a short trade for sure. So this would be the stop, always a bar above the pullback. And yeah, but honestly, as you can see, we're with the green trend bar here. No, it's not a valid setup. So for now, I can delete this. That's not what we want. Patience. It's still possible that we turn to purple trend bars here, or to red trend bars. But no need to rush into something here. So yeah, I will tell you when the time is right. Okay guys, honestly, it's a quite frustrating session. Yeah, you can see it. We are still stuck inside this range. Yeah, the opening range has fully formed, but no intent here for a breakout. The trade, honestly, all the time around break even, because we're stuck in this range. Okay, NQ started to perform a bit better, is establishing a slightly uptrend here, you can see. But yeah, honestly, still inside the opening range. Also here, a breakout would be nice, or a reaction at the top or something like this. And also gold starts to form this range right here. So as long as we're doing things like this, just ranging, I will not catch a signal here. I remain in this position. But yeah, right now it's a game of patience. I cannot do anything inside these ranges. I need a reaction at a key level, a breakout, a pullback, liquidity sweep, something like this. And then afterwards I can look if I find a signal. But for now, I can just chill and watch the charts. Still some volatility hopefully comes in. So yeah, let's see. Guys, you can see there's not happening a lot, honestly, especially on ES. We're still range bound here. Yeah, the volatility is down. Honestly, and Q now looks better. Yeah, we're getting closer to the opening range high, which is the next interesting level. So I would like to see the reaction there. But all in all, it's a very rangy session. Also, gold is continuing here inside this range. There's no signal. I know it's a bit boring, guys, but that's how trading very often is. So better boring than to take a setup that is not A plus or not good enough to trade, or you take it because you think you have to trade, or you think I didn't have at least one trade today, so I need to trade. No, you don't need to trade. So it's possible that I have 3 sessions in a week and I do not a single trade. It's very frustrating then, but yeah, if my system doesn't come up with clean signals that match all criteria, then it's better to not trade. Even if this means you have not a single trade over the whole week. It is how it is. So honestly, if I take a trade or if I have a setup where I think, okay, it's valid, there's a signal for confirmation, I want to enter, then I still have a list I walk through with all the different criteria that need to be matched, that I'm allowed to enter this trade, that I know I'm trading inside the TRN trading system, inside our framework. And you cannot see this list here on the chart. It's a custom list, also, only for our customers, also only for system users, because it's so important that you're aware of every single detail of your system. That's the only possibility to get the real confidence in your trading. First, you have to trust your system. And you can only trust your system if you know that you're doing right every detail. So that's why this list is so important. The most things that are on this list, I know them. But it's just a checklist. So there is the chance that I miss a thing. So it's better to have a quick look before I enter a trade, and then I'm really comfortable. So yeah, but today there is not a single match. Thus, just this one was a match. Yeah, we had a very nice liquidity grab here. We had a very impulsive downwards move, which took out all the interesting levels around here. All these lows here. Yeah, all these green lines. There was the liquidity. And then this candlestick pattern, this blue one here, appeared. And that's the only reason why I'm in this trade here, because this was a real match. But as you can see, since I entered this trade, we're moving sideways, and honestly, the whole session is a bit hooked, it's a bit rangy, honestly. So let's see. The fact that in US we have lunchtime very soon, it will not lead to more volatility, honestly. It will only lead to less volatility probably. And then the people will come back maybe in 2 hours. And then we have the chance to get some volatility at the end of the session. But I'm not expecting too much. And I only have half an hour left from my trading session, because I'm only trading the first 2 hours after US Open. And afterwards, I let my trades run. If there's no contrarian signal or something like this, or a news event that would lead to volatility afterwards, then I let my positions open. And at the end of the session, of the US session, I go back to the charts and then I close my positions manually if they're not hit at my target or my stop loss. That's how it works. But yeah, today the markets are very boring, and I've got half an hour left now till my session is over. So right now, the only chance to catch a signal would be to take out the opening range high here on NQ, then print a reversal, something like this. Then I would enter a short, but only in this case. Let's see. Okay, it looks like we're getting a little recovery here right now. As you can see, we are switching to green trend bars here on ES. Not confirmed yet, but it's the first sign. And here, these three candles, this is the 15-minute chart. And here we are about to confirm a 3-line strike pattern. Yeah, this blue bar here. So if we confirm it, okay, we got about around 6 minutes left, then it would be another sign that price obviously wants up. So let's see, maybe the game isn't over here. I'm still confident with this position here. I will leave it open, even if we are stuck in this range. Yeah, we need the breakout. We need definitely something like this. Here, breakout above the opening range, little pullback, and then the continuation. This would be the game. But yeah, right now, still struggling. Here on gold, it's a bit interesting because we have this little liquidity grab here. Yeah, we took out the liquidity here. And now we're going lower. If I get a bearish signal here very soon, then it would be a valid short setup. And yeah, I would enter a short here on gold. If you look at this, honestly, there's a good chance that gold continues to get outperformed. We have a lot of space here below us. Next lows around here. These are the next interesting levels. So extremely great risk to reward ratio if we get a signal here. But for now, it's just a liquidity grab and the real signal afterwards is missing. So I need still to wait and let's see if we get something. Okay, it's getting a bit more interesting now. I can see that NQ just took out the opening range high. And right now we're already below again. So if we get a bearish signal here, like an evening star, for example, or another bearish candlestick pattern, this would be a short setup I would take. So because we are coming from a downtrend here, yeah, it's not the cleanest one, honestly, right? But still, it's something like a downtrend here. Yeah, a lot of lower lows, lower highs, another lower low, you can see it. And I would speculate on a continuation of this downtrend then. But maybe, as you can see right here, we could still get a breakout above the opening range high. And if we get this, then we could get a pullback. And if we then get a long signal, there's the chance that we turn to uptrend. And I would think about a long, but it should be a strong signal, honestly, because we're still remaining with a lower high here. So honestly, the breakout above these level up here would be stronger. Then a pullback and a continuation. This would be the strongest signal. Let's see, right now we're still struggling to get past the opening range high here. My trade, still around break even. Could be the most boring trade this week, honestly. Let's see. But yeah, I think I will remain in this position even if my session ends. Because there's also no contrarian signal, no reason to close this trade. We could still break out of this range upwards and start the recovery. So, and here on gold, it doesn't look like right now, it's too early to say this because we didn't close above, it was very close, yeah, but not a clean close above this previous high here. So if we dive lower now and print a bearish signal, I would try a short position. And in the best case, we are continuing this here and also the breakout above the opening range on NQ, while gold starts a bearish continuation. This would be great. Then I can be long here and can be short on gold. If I can wish for something, then please this. Now the bearish reversal on gold, I enter a short trade and I leave this long trade open. And so I have the perfect hedge because gold and ES and Q are correlated. the correlation is not always the same, but very often if we get bullish signals here on ES or NQ, we start an uptrend, then there's the chance that gold is moving in the opposite direction. And this would be the case right here. If we get a bearish signal at this moment, then it would be very nice. I would really like to trade this. But yeah, there's still a bit to do right now, right? We are still fighting with this previous resistance. So let's see. I think we still need to have some patience and can just observe the situation right now. Okay, yeah, looks like gold wants up again. So not the chance for a short trade here. But at the same time, also NQ managed to stay above the opening range high. And now we have all these levels here. You see these purple lines here? These are all tops, all the previous highs where the liquidity sits, right above. Honestly, I think we will revisit this level, take it out, and then there's the next chance for potential short entry. I would give it a try. The only problem is that my session is ending now. The first 2 hours of the US session are over. So I will give it another 10 minutes, I guess, because we are very close. And if we get a reaction, there's a good chance to catch a trade. So that's why I will give it 10 further minutes. Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay. That's what we want to see. Great. Oh, man. Okay, what was this volatility? Where does this come from? I checked the calendar, so there's no strong event. Honestly, this is all nothing very special here. But I'm not complaining. Now I want to see. Now I need to stay in front of the charts because I need to see if ES will close above the opening range high. If we drop below and maybe even come up with a bearish signal, then I would need to close this trade. So now it's getting really interesting, honestly. If this is this sustainable or not. Right now it looks like it's not very sustainable. Okay. It would be very ugly if this green candle turns into an evening star, like something like a hammer, yeah, with a long wick and the small body. This would be not too nice. Honestly, we need to pump back above the opening range high and close above. Otherwise, we are really in danger. And here on NQ is fighting with this resistance as well, but already grabbed the liquidity. And now we need a clean close above this level. This 5-minute candle is very important right now. Gold is pumping at the same time, but there's no clean area where we can catch a trade. You can see these previous support lines here. So the only chance would be to pump higher here and then get rejected with a pullback and then a signal. Oh, then this would be tradable, but not now. Not now. But I like this here. I like it. 2 minutes left. Come on, guys. Let's get a clean close above the opening range high, especially here on ES. It would be what we need to have the chance for a continuation to my target. So it would be a great end of this session, honestly. 2 minutes left. Okay. I've got nothing to do beside watching the chart now, watching this 5-minute candle and to see the outcome. Let's see, guys. It looks like NQ1's higher. This area is even more interesting. It's the current day high. Also, the high of the London session is here. This is the area with the most liquidity. If we grab this liquidity as well, it would be a very impulsive move here. If we get a bearish signal right afterwards, I would still try a short here if I'm at the charts. But honestly, it could also become a bullish continuation then. If we get something like a pullback to the opening range high and then bounce off, then it would be a potential start of an uptrend. So then I would think about a long. But for now, these are not clean signals. But this one here, now it looks better, honestly. So now please let us close above the opening range high. Just a few seconds left. 30 seconds. Bro, please stay above here. Stay above. No. No, no. I think he wants lower. No, he doesn't want lower. Gold wants higher. Oh man. Exciting. And honestly, this is also a breakout bar. Let me show you one thing. If I turn on the TRN bar ranges, you can see probably that all this here, this is the range, and this is the breakout of this range as well, with a clean breakout bar, which is honestly a strong sign, and this with a close above the opening range high. It's not a signal I would trade. It's not a setup inside this framework, but in general, it's a good sign that we're on the way to this target. So I will definitely remain in this position as we now closed above the opening range high. And right now with $380 in profit, nearly $400. Now we've got the $400 profit. Great, 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 great. Now the question is, what is happening here? You can see this is a previous support line. And it's also an area where it's possible that we get a contrarian signal. So for example, if we pump a bit higher, then get rejected and turn bearish and print a bearish signal, then I also would have to close this trade. So it's now at the end of my session, it's getting interesting, typically, honestly. Now that I want to end my session and do some other work, the things get a little heated up here. I'm not complaining because I'm making money here, but it's a bit funny, honestly. Gold. Gold is not far away from the very interesting level where we could get a bearish reversal and then a bearish continuation of this downtrend. Okay, ES finally closed above all these previous highs, grabbed the liquidity, managed to close above. It looks like we will probably take out the current day high, print a new high of the week. So, yeah, no reason for now to close my trade because NQ will probably follow. And yeah. The only thing that could happen now is that right at this moment, we get a bearish reversal. A real bearish candlestick pattern, a signal from the trend bars pro, a bearish signal. Then I would close this trade because we were very close, this previous support, which turned into a resistance. And a reversal at such a level is a clean contrarian signal for me inside the system. And yeah, then I would have no chance but to walk away with the profits that are left. But not yet. The game is honestly still far from over. So we can also just reclaim this level and close above, maybe here. And then we're safe. Then everything is fine. So, and then I will leave this trade open till the end of the US session, and then maybe it runs into my target or we'll close it manually then. Let's see. but right now I've got nothing to change. But it's also too exciting right now. I cannot end my session this way. I will give it another 10 minutes to look at the next few 5-minute candles. If we get something like a rejection here, or if we pump past this previous support, which now is honestly a resistance. Let's see. So honestly, NQ is already up, looking like it wants to take out the current day high. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the next thing that happens. Let's see. Yeah, honestly, gold is coming up with a signal here. We got a pullback to this support, this previous support. And now we're forming an evening star pattern. We have a nice low to target. Honestly, the pullback could be a bit higher. Would be great. But it's a valid signal. It's not a perfect A+ signal, but as I'm already in a long position here, a short position as a hedge on gold would be strong. I will give it a try, honestly, guys. I will give it a try. Let me manage the trade. Let me set up everything. Let's risk 0.4%. That's what I want. So place limit order here. Yeah, this is the target. Great. Okay, I'm in. Let's give it a try. Let's give it another try. It feels good, honestly. Let's see if this one plays out. Because we are coming from a very strong downtrend on gold. Only lower highs. Okay, one higher high in between, but this remains a downtrend here in the end. So I think it's not the worst idea to give it a shot. At the same time, ES dropping a bit, but not too much. Everything valid here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, gold is starting to drop. So the setup right now is playing out. I wouldn't be surprised if the strong downtrend continues here. And at the same time, I need to be a bit cautious here with my ES trade. So we're dropping a bit. I've got not a contrarian signal so far. But if we turn to red trend bars here, I will probably close this trade and walk away with the profits. And especially if we fall below the opening range high and close below, then there's no question for me. Then I will definitely close this trade. And here it comes. This is the first red trend bar. But it can still just be a pullback to the opening range high, and then we could bounce off and recover. So we're at a very difficult situation right now, because we have this resistance right here where we probably got rejected right now, which is a contrarian signal, which, yeah, would be a reason to close this trade. But at the same time, we've just got a pullback to the opening range high. This is the one right here. Yeah. And this could be just a pullback. If it's just a pullback and we bounce off and turn to green trend bars again, or even print a bullish signal, then I need to stay in this position because it would be another long signal instead. It's very tricky, very tricky. So this could be the candle of decision, because if the opening range high doesn't hold in the end, and if we close below, then I will close this position. Definitely. Walk away with the profits, and then I'm completely fine. So, and I still have the gold trade open, which starts to play out here. So, yeah, I could live with this outcome. But right now, nothing is decided so far. And honestly, it more looks like we could get a bounce. A bit too early to say this, but yeah. Damn, it looks like I cannot end my session. There's just too much going on here right now. So, yeah, I will give it another few minutes and take a look what happens, especially here on ES. Let's see. Okay, guys, the last 5-minute candle for me, because afterwards lunchtime starts in US, and this means it's very likely that the volatility will vanish for the next few hours. So if we manage to stay above the opening range high and don't get a clean close below, then I will leave this position open, and I will also leave this position open as well on gold, the short, and then I will come back at the end of the US session, close these trades manually, and yeah, what I will do as well is to set an alert here for the Trend Bus Pro. So if I get a contrarian signal, a signal bar, something like this, I will get an alert, and then I will go to the chart and check the situation here, and probably close manually if it's a contrarian signal. Otherwise, I will leave the position open, and I will try to update you at the end of the US session, turn my camera on and show you the final outcome. And if I'm not able to turn my camera off quick at the end, which is possible, then I will show you how all this went out in the next session. So please make sure to subscribe, and please also like this video. It's one of the first videos here on this channel, and we really need to push the algorithm a bit. And honestly, right now it looks like we will close below the opening range high, and then I will close this position. Just a few seconds left now. A few seconds. Let's see. Then I will just leave this one open and come back at the end. Or maybe I get stopped out. Then it is how it is. And here we go. Okay, I will close this position right now around $250. Here we go. That's a winner. That's completely fine. A winner is a winner, even if it's not the biggest winner I ever had. But we had the close below the opening range high, and yeah, to play it safe is better. Oh, okay. Looks like I'm getting a loser here right now. Damn. Maybe I was a bit too fast. Okay. Gold is a bit choppy here. But I still took $250 in profit home. So even if this will be a loser in the end, I'm walking away at around break even. It's not perfect, okay, but everything is better than a loser. So I can live with that. But with this volatility, let's take another minute. If I'm getting stopped out within the next few minutes, then I can show you. Yeah, I'm really completely transparent here. If I'm getting stopped out, I want you to know that, because what I want to show you here is how well this system works, really. It's such a great trading system from my mentor, Dr. Thorsten Liebke, who developed this thing over, I think, 10, 12 years. So yeah, there's really an edge behind it. He worked for hedge funds, and he tested the systems, the different entry models inside, dozens of times, probably hundreds of times over the years. And yeah, it's the best system I ever traded so far. It's the best system you can use to pass prop firm challenges, for example, to get long-term consistency. And yeah, if you want to have a look at the system, what we have there, then please click the first link in the description to get to our website and to get a lot more information. And yeah, okay. With this said, gold is going down a bit. Maybe this trade can still play out. But now I will end my session here. Hope you liked it, guys. And I really hope to see you in the next session. Have a nice day.